Oh, Dan the man, Mr. Dan Ashworth. Best in class, Sir Jim Radcliffe called Mr. Dan Ashworth. Well, in terms of what he does and what he's done with football, you could argue that point. But when it comes to sending emails to the right people, maybe not so. Now, we've all sent messages to the wrong people before by mistakes. I've done it. Everybody's done it. But to do it at this level, with everything that's on the line, is a bit of a disaster for Manchester United. How Ineos get themselves out of this. We'll talk about Newcastle's stance on it, what it means to Manchester United going forward, and the ripple effect it's going to have through the football club, and what happens through this arbitration now, and what could possibly go wrong for Manchester United. Newcastle are in the box seat. They're the ones with the ace card right now in all of this. And Dan Ashworth has just made Manchester United's summer a little bit more complicated. We have some transfer news to bring you as well. Ten Hag seeing sense with Marcus Rashford. I want to talk about that. Yes, just so you know, and you are just tuning in now, before you leave that horrible comment after the live show has finished, I am talking in a positive vein about Ten Hag. So you might want to tune in and listen to it this time. Let's get into this show. I'm Adam. This is Forever United TV. Welcome, everybody. Get in the live chat. Let me know what you're thinking. Get your concerns across. I can see many of you already in there getting your points across and what you fear out of this situation with Dan Ashworth right now. Are United just going on to another level of circus parade right now? It is ridiculous. Get your comments in, obviously, after the show is finished. If you're playing catch-up as well, make sure you subscribe, and you can get involved in the live chat as well. And please give the video a like. That would be lovely. It's free, and it all goes to helping the channel and us moving forward here. I have to come straight to the chat because we do have a super chat straight in from our man Mark Lambridge, who says only the current United could F up something like this. My concern is Berardi tapping him up. Why on earth leave? And I think there's a typo in there. Why on earth leave? I'm thinking he isn't involved in the 115. Now, I think Mark's slant on that is like it's concerns for United going forward regarding the 115. And we're bringing that over to Manchester United. Just correct me there because there's a couple of typos in there, Mark, if I've said anything wrong with that. But yeah, keep your comments coming in, guys, on this one. I want to know how you feel about it. I want to know what your thoughts are with Berardi, Ashworth, Sir Jim, Manchester United in general. Everything to do with what Manchester United are and how we've dealt with this from the get-go. Get your thoughts in, get your comments in. Let's read into what has actually just happened. There's loads of reports on this. You can't go anywhere without seeing this right now. And the problem we've got is this could possibly open up a probe and an investigation into tapping up for Manchester United, which is probably the worst case scenario. Now, tapping up, people talking about this happening in everyday events. Currently in the footballing world, this is used, I think, more as a weapon than anything else. It gets investigated, I think, and people look into it from a club level. By that I mean, if one club feels like the other has been, that someone else has tapped up someone at their football club, then they will use that to their advantage. Now, you can take this further with possible outcomes of transfer bans, being fined, suspended points deductions and things like this. Very, very rare, make that clear, and doesn't usually get to that because tapping up is used a lot in any business these days. It's sort of the it's the unused rule that you're not allowed to break. It's a weird one, but everyone knows that it happens. Let's just make that clear. We do know. If you want to push something, or you've got something against a certain club or someone who you're fighting up against, you can use it to your advantage. And I think Newcastle in their position right now, and what I get into first is how they might use it now. Because Manchester United have come with 2.5 million worth of compensation. With everything in hand that Newcastle have got now, the arbitration case that's coming up with Dan Ashworth and him wanting to move to Manchester United as soon as possible, then Newcastle now can go into this and use that email, that mistake of Dan Ashworth's, that big mistake that now shows that Berardi and him were having conversations when they shouldn't be, according to law, and they could probably go with that and get more compensation off Manchester United now. So realistically, what we're looking at is Sir Jim Radcliffe being really pissed off because he now is going to have to fork out a lot more money. That's the problem we've got. That's the problem we've got more than anything, I think, in this. Because Newcastle, I don't think are going to take it as far as where it can go in terms of legally. But what you've also got to look at is that they can now use this as a bargaining tool to get more out of Manchester United. I think that's where we're going with this and what Newcastle will do. They are absolutely flabbergasted, taken aback by how Dan Ashworth is now claiming that Manchester United and him have come up with this claim that he was sacked and there wasn't a mutual agreement involved. And that's very, very strange in terms of how Newcastle see things, and they don't see it that way. So they are fully prepared to fight the arbitration and fight their corner, and Manchester United are going to have to just deal with it. They're going to have to just deal with what is going on, and I don't know what defence we've got right now. It's back to the drawing board, really, for United in this, because we've got a man that we need in the football club to take United forward in terms of the project and everything with Ineos and all of that. We've just gone about it the complete wrong way, it would seem. I said this. I did a video months and months and months ago when Dan Ashworth was in situ, and everyone went in on me for saying it. And the title of the video was Ineos' first big mistake. That being that they think they could just go into this football world with Manchester United under their name and go out and get whoever they want. Like, it doesn't work like that with Manchester United. No one wants Manchester United to come back to the glory days that they was. No one wants another United dominance. While United are down, everyone will keep standing on them and keeping them trodden in. That's what teams and clubs will do with Manchester United. As amicable as negotiations and everything going on can be, realistically, you're not going to want to enhance your a chance of your rival. And that's Newcastle's stance. And I just thought we went in a little bit bullish. And the interview with Sir Jim Radcliffe, it's ludicrous how you've got someone as good as Dan Ashworth there that cannot work. I'm looking at that as Newcastle. I'm going, F you. See you later. I don't care. And they've just taken the stance now. Let's just make this as difficult as possible. And Manchester United have just dangled a carrot in front of them. And they have snapped it up straight away here with that mistake and that email from Dan Ashworth. And oh my God, like, what is going on at this football club? He's not even at the club yet, and he's already dropped a clanger. I know the possibilities and all that's good in Dan Ashworth and everything going forward and what we can get from him. But it's not a good start, is it? It's not a good look for Manchester United again. And we're up against it. We're just making another issue that we've got to sort out this summer amongst everything else. And now that's taking priority, because how much influence are Ineos putting on Dan Ashworth to make this summer happen? How important is he to Ineos? Do they have to prioritise this now and take their eye off the ball? 5 donated memberships from the legend, of course. You know the man. He is the daddy-o. He is the GOAT when it comes to FUTV members. That's Modern Samurai. He's donated 5 memberships, which have gone to Colin Park, MT, Millie Price, Liam Parker, Millie Price? I think me and Kaz might have something to do with that one. Liam Parker and Top Bins 84. Welcome to the Members Club, guys. You are all welcome. Make sure you check out the members' videos. There's another one going out today with some more plans going ahead over the next few weeks, guys. Obviously into the Euros as well, so make sure you tune into that one. There is something wrong with my YouTube right now, so I can't even see how many people are in the room here with us. I'm just going to get through the comments. Luckily, they are still there. 100 likes as well, guys, already. 8 minutes in. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Keep them likes coming in, everyone. Absolutely loving the contributions. Morning to you as well, Modern Samurai. Tony Bond says, it would be easier now to just give Newcastle some compo and get the deal closed and dusted, then move on. It's not as if Ineos are skint. This is the one that I brought up in terms of what Tony said there. If Ineos, and we know Ineos have got the money. We know they've got the cash and the liquid assets. The report that went out a few months ago said pretty much that. There's plenty there for Sir Jim to invest into Manchester United. But I didn't know if it counted against financial fair play for the finances spent on staff compared to players and whatnot. Obviously, PSR is agents, transfer fees and wages and stuff like that. I'm not sure if staffing counts for it. I've not seen anything or read anything on that. Someone might be able to let me know on that one. But what we've got is a situation where we may have to pay more compensation than what we want to, And is that going to come out of Sir Jim's own pocket? Or do we have to somehow find the finances within the football club to pay that? Basically, broken down, does the money for Dan Ashworth come out the coffers for what we want to spend on transfers this summer? That's how I look at it, and that's what I'm worried about. I don't think that's the case, but there could be a way in where the finances are ruled in on that one. I remember thinking about it, but I didn't look into it at the time, so that'd be an interesting one. United since 1951. Morning, Adam and gang. Can we take a moment to remember Lee Rigby and the 22 innocents today on the anniversary of their murders? Mank and proud. Well said, United since 1951. Very well said. God, that was a horrible day, that one. Into more chats. Muzz Murray is a new member, gifted by the other legend. There are plenty of legends, but two of them are in the chat right now, and that is the Honest Tiger, our sixth member of the day, all donated. Thank you very much, guys. Absolutely loving this. What else we got? Berardi still works for City. Ashworth still works for Newcastle. They are not employed by United. No, they don't. They're on gardening leave, so they cannot work for anyone. That's the rule with gardening leave, Sim. So if contact has been made, then it's down to Dan Ashworth. Everyone talks. Like, you can say there's gardening leave, you can say there are rules and restrictions, but you're never going to be able to stop people talking. There is a way that people can communicate. What is said to have happened here, as you can see in the tweet below, is that Dan Ashworth has dropped the all-time clanger in sending an email back to himself on his Newcastle account, so they can see exactly what conversations have gone on with Omar Berardi regarding the job of sporting director at Manchester United. That's the problem that we're dealing with right now. And Newcastle are well within their rights now to take Manchester United as far as they want to. Worst case scenario, the back end of next year will be when Dan Ashworth comes in at Manchester United. Now, with the bargaining chip there, I think that Newcastle are just going to go in on this and just take United for as much money as they possibly can. And you know what? Maybe there will be a renegotiation and a bit of punishment for Dan Ashworth and his wages or whatever his salary is to try and compensate Ineos for having to fork out this amount of money. I don't know, but Ineos are going to be pissed off with this. They really have. They've been waiting and they've taken it this far, and then for something like this to come out, the arbitration side of things now just goes to another complication altogether. And like we just said then, it does have an effect on what Manchester United want to do. Where is our focus right now? The man who should have been focusing on the rebuild is still at the club, and we're having to negotiate for him just to get him through the bleeding door. Like Mark said a minute ago, only Manchester United of the current era could have a balls up like this one. It well and truly is only a United thing that would happen like this. God damn it, United. Even with Ineos in, I thought these days were over. The guy's not even properly employed by the club yet, and we're already getting laughed at for him being here. He's not here. Oh, God, man alive. What is it with United? You know what? You have to laugh at it, don't you? You have to laugh at it and go, you know what? This is just feeding the hatred. And there probably will be a few people in the comment section who are not convinced by Ineos at all. They're just going in on this now, and they're just lapping it up. Like every one of our rivals is as well. It's crazy. I'm sure that everything is on the level and always... I don't know what you guys are talking about in the chat there, but you do make me laugh with some of the stuff as I'm just scrolling through it without reading it out. Dr. Rocco says, because this email has been found, does it mean Newcastle can get access to his private emails as it is a legal matter now? I honestly do not know. Like, the legal side of that, Dr. Rocco, not 100%. It's not my area of expertise, and it's a question that probably will be brought up, no doubt. Like, how far can Newcastle use this situation, I think, is what we can generalise that as. What have they got? Is it as big a bargaining chip now as what it seems? Because it just looks like they're just going to go, well, we tried. You ballsed it up, United. Get your checkbook out. That's what matters in the eyes of Newcastle. That's all they wanted from the start, was to get a massive amount of compensation for somebody who isn't even on the pitch. Like Dan Ashworth, he's worth more than all of Manchester United's youth team, according to the way United have been run over the last few years. That's crazy, isn't it? Oh man, we're actually gonna be buying Dan Ashworth for more than what we can sell 3 of our outgoing centre backs this summer. Laugh it off. Oh, Sir Jim, right, honestly, welcome to United, mate. As good as you have been in every other industry and business that you have done, there's nothing you can do to change the way that Manchester United. It's going to take a long time for you to get this club fixed and organised, mate. It is it's a shit show, is what it is. It is indeed. Adam, you seem to be blaming United before facts are known. I didn't blame United. How have I blamed United? Come on, Graham. I just said it's Dan Ashworth. We're going off the reports. Everyone, Graham's having one of them moments again. He's not listening. He's just trying to counter everything that I'm saying again. And he's got it wrong. Poor lad. Come on now. Listen to what we're saying, Gray. Graham, not Gray. I know there is another Gray in the chat. I'm not saying you, but cheers for all the likes, guys. They're piling up right now. But yeah, a couple more questions and comments on Ashworth and that, guys. And I want to move on. Ashworth could have been hacked. Anything could have happened. But what we are seeing is a conversation that's now in the Newcastle and public domain of to everyone dealing with this situation in arbitration. I don't think all of the publications would report on this at the same time if this hasn't happened. Yeah, we could be talking complete nonsense here. Graham does have a point on that. Like, it might not have happened. The facts might not be there. But for everyone to be reporting this, it would look like there has been a bit of a blunder. It would. And do you know what? In what we're saying this morning, it is just typical of Manchester United. And do you know what? Even if it is true, as United fans right now, no one's really surprised. We're not thinking that this is, whoa, what a massive mistake from United. We actually look at this and start laughing because we know what this football club's like. It's absolutely crazy. And the fact, like I said, Dan Ashworth is nothing to do with Manchester United yet. So like Graham said, it's not United's fault. It's someone who United won that's dragging United through the mire just to try and get him in through the door. And the whole point of it is it's like the calamitous situation that we're in right now for someone who's not even a United staff member. Only United can get into this situation. It's crazy. I'm giving running commentary on a possible non-event. I'm giving running commentary on a possible event, Graham. Which way do you want to look at it? Sit back down and get your brew on, mate. 2 people that don't want to work United talk to each other, and it's United's fault. Okay. Well, we know that Barada is set. United have announced it, so he is United. He's just not officially United yet. If you know what I mean, like, we know when he's starting, and we know that Manchester United have announced that he is part of the club at this date. So really, he's got United's name on it because he's trying to bring someone into Manchester United. So effectively, it is United. Come on, guys. Let's stop trying to go around the houses here and skirt around the edges of this. It's a serious matter right now because it does have a ripple effect on what goes on this summer. You can sort of try and spin it whichever way you want to, but we know Barada is in. He is in this email that's been leaked. The publications and all of the media that are reporting it aren't going to jump on it all together, which they have done, if this isn't actually happening. It would make everyone else look stupid. I mean, I'd be glad to look stupid. It's detriment more to them than it is to me. But we are talking about this as United fans in all. Like, my God, this could only happen to Manchester United. It is quite funny when you look at it. It is. It's serious and funny at the same time. And you can make light of it if you want. There is a serious situation that could happen. And like I said at the top of the show, there are certain events that happen if people are caught in tapping up. And I did say, look, it is common knowledge now that this sort of does happen within football. Everybody knows it. And the punishments never really get to that severe stage. It all depends on the agenda or the narrative that someone wants to work against whoever they're up against. And I feel like Newcastle will just use this. If true, don't forget, guys, if true, because you've all been a bit naughty pants this morning, a few of you. If true, then yes, I think Newcastle will just use it to get more money out of United. Ashworth will come in, but it's a kick in the teeth for Sir Jim Radcliffe is what it is. Fixing the effing roof for start would help me think Ineos might not be Glazers 2.0. There is so much to talk about with United. It's crazy. Marking with another super chat. Thank you, but I really appreciate that, mate. It's funny because we have all said they would be on a burnout. Nope, they must have been sold out. Blind CC isn't a mistake. It was done deliberately. Mark is going full on detective mode right now. And this is what it makes you think, isn't it? It's like, I look at this and go, look, this is out of any of our sort of jurisdictions, and we don't know what is going on. We honestly don't know. We're just going off what's been reported, as we always do. We can make what we want of it, and everyone will look at it and go, look, like, this could be more serious. Like, Adam, why are you even laughing about it? This could have a real effect on Manchester United going forward. I know this. And it's like Mark said there, he's now thinking that there's more repercussions to come from this. There's more involved in this than what actually meets the eye or what we've read so far. It's funny because it would only happen to United. That's what I keep making the point about. It does. It always seems to be us that's involved in this crap. It's crazy. Graham, you're going in a completely different way, mate. Oh, man. Come on, mate. Barada and Ashworth don't have any contract with United. Sim. Barada does. Mate, the club announced it, Sim. Come on. Wake up and smell the coffee, mate. He's already announced by the football club. It is official. He starts on a certain date, which is even more problematic because he isn't in position yet. The club have announced him, and he's been found in this email, so it's worse. If it was Barada involved at Manchester United, say, for instance, after he'd started, it'd still be bad. But the fact that he's doing this now makes people look at United even a more corrupt way. We've got staff who were not even announced doing dirty work for us. So that's the situation we're in. That is the reality. Newcastle can't keep someone who doesn't want to be there. No, they can't, but they can claim compensation, which again, like we've said in the whole debate so far today, is why they are doing this and why this has probably been leaked. And do you know what? There's an element of what Mark said there, maybe deliberately put into the public eye or leaked out. Newcastle are just doing what they can in this world, which is corrupt football. We know it is. From top to bottom, it's corrupt. And anyone will do what they can to make the most out of it. It's a money game. It's all going to come down to money. And that's all that matters. Cancel Coronation Street, just weekly shows of United drama, says Jonathan. You love it, mate. You love it. It's good. It's what entertainment is like. Adam, we know it's not easy when you try to leave a job and they do nothing but try to make your life hell. Look, guys, like Kaz says there, I know exactly what's going on right here. So for me, just on a personal note on how this has actually worked out, I've been in exactly the same situation. Now, you all know a lot about that. I don't want to go into too much detail, but I know what people would do at that level. God knows what someone's going to do at United Premier League sort of level. I just know that Newcastle, and all it is bleeding money. That is it. That's all that matters. Money makes the world go round. And in football and the Premier League and Newcastle and their financial fair play situation, they want more money out of United. There is, like what Mark says, this deliberate ploy to get this out there. And I think that's what we have to look at in all of this. In all of the laughing and joking around and trying to debate what's right, what's wrong, the reality is Newcastle just want more money. That's it. And then with super chat in from Akash, thank you, mate. Ashworth and Omar behaving like the Chuckle Bros. Good old Chuckle Brothers, eh? You cannot beat them. Not far away from 200 likes, guys. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you all getting involved in this today. I know it's opened up a good debate, really, this one. It has. It's nice to talk about something else and other problems at the football club rather than the clear problems at the football club. Not being negative at all, I promise you. But yeah, people don't like the reality of a lot of things that go on in football and in life in general. Like, if you want to avoid it and hide under a pillow, go for it. We're here on FUTV. We're just going to talk about it all. Manu, Shaw, Maguire are in England's training squad yesterday. Yes, Michael, they are. Good for them, especially for Kobbie Mainoo. Really chuffed for him. In terms of everything that happened, I was going to talk more on the Dan Ashworth situation last night, but obviously Pochettino took centre stage. Now favourite to become Manchester United's next manager. Crazy. We did a little bit of a poll last night, but a lot of you have obviously just cottoned on to what happened last night. There is other news that has leaked out since. There are a lot of reports saying that Pochettino is now favourite for the Manchester United job. I mean, you only have to look at the reports that are coming out at the moment. One from NEWCASTLE at The Sun. Mauricio Pochettino is in the frame to be the new Manchester United manager 2 years after missing out on the job. Someone messaged me this morning saying that Pochettino had actually signed the papers at United, but the overwhelming favourite vote in terms of Ten Hag coming in was why it didn't happen, and United went down the Ten Hag route. Madness, absolute madness. Mauricio Pochettino would be keen on a move to Manchester United. United are yet to decide whether to part company with Erik Ten Hag. That coming from Talk Sports. This is all going to hit the fan. The proverbial is going to hit the fan on Sunday after the FA Cup final, guys. We are going to know an awful lot more of what is happening with Manchester United and the important stuff that we want to be talking about, not the Dan Ashworths and the big money men and all the situations behind the scenes. We don't really want to be talking about that too much. We want to be talking about the football and Manchester United improving on the pitch. That's what's important to us fans. But will that be with Ten Hag? Will it be with Pochettino? The media are just talking now and obviously putting two and two together. We had a bit of a whip around last night as to who we thought was going to be at which club, because there's so many managers and so many clubs without that position filled right now. It's crazy. You only have to look at Juventus, Bayern Munich, Manchester United, Chelsea, Brighton, some big name managers as well. And I think we came to it last night, and you guys put in the chat right now where you think everyone's going to end up. Is De Zerbi favourite for Juventus? I don't know. Is De Zerbi favourite for Chelsea? I put Tuchel down to Chelsea, but I think Chelsea may now sway towards De Zerbi. And then Bayern Munich. Is De Zerbi going to Bayern Munich? Do you know what? There's too many out there right now. There's too many situations and permutations with the manager situation. I think we just have to wait it. But nothing will happen. No one will be announced because, like I said last night, and this is dead true, I'll be amazed if anything's announced for any other football club regarding the manager until after the FA Cup final and the announcement that Manchester United want to make. Because one way or another, United will announce if Ten Hag is staying or going. Everybody is waiting for United to make their move. United are going to make the managerial merry-go-round start. They're the ones that are going to press that start button and it starts circulating. That's what's going to happen. Here's one for you, actually. I'm just going to do a poll right now. And guys who want Ten Hag to stay, I'm sorry, we talk about it on pretty much most shows, but we're like half an hour in, we've not even mentioned him. So if you want to bitch and moan about that, then go for it. I don't care. But I'm going to do a poll right now because we have to talk everything with Manchester United. And Poch does come into the United reckoning. I don't care what anybody says. You've got TalkSport, the papers, a lot of the media are already talking about it now. So we're going to talk about it. We're United fans. And there is a big announcement coming on Sunday from the football club. So, in terms of the poll, we do these all the time, and it changes all the time. We've done it as well. So, who would you rather, Poch or Tuchel? This will be an interesting one. Sorry, I need to put. Okay. Poch or Tuchel. This is one that I didn't think I'd be talking about. I had no idea how bad the situation was at Chelsea for Poch to leave. I was flabbergasted. I was blown away last night by that announcement. I did not see that coming. I really did not see that one coming. But I'm just going to leave that there. There's nothing much more to talk about because Poch is done and done. This is a Chelsea issue right now, not a United one. But we're talking about it because we know the end of the season is coming this weekend and there is going to be a big announcement. So it's going to be Ten Hag in. Is it going to be Ten Hag out and then it just goes into chaos mode? There's no other way to describe it. Like, you all know what's coming. Like, the media frenzy that's going to be around Manchester United after this weekend is going to be ridiculous. And it is going to start everything in motion. Everyone's summer starts when United make their announcement and their move. That's how important it is. Like, you could talk about City, Liverpool and Arsenal. They're all settled in. Even Liverpool just got the manager done under the radar. No big news, no big air. It's like Newcastle have just got rid of Klopp and brought in another manager. And nothing's happening. Like, no one gives a shit. Manchester United are absolutely dead and buried. And that's all anyone wants to talk about in the media. We talk about United a lot, obviously, because we're a United channel here. But it's like no one really cares about what's going on at any other club. As soon as Manchester United make their move this weekend, then you watch the difference. You watch the difference. It's crazy. It really is. Can anyone else see that? I cannot actually see how many people are watching the stream. So I've got no idea to how many people I'm thanking at all. Because on mine, it's got one person watching. But there is over 200 likes. So it doesn't relate, does it? But in terms of our manager, Erik ten Hag, though, I want to talk about something on a positive note with him and his sort of reaction to Marcus Rashford's behaviour. Now, I called him out earlier on, and I said that Marcus Rashford will end Erik ten Hag. If he keeps on with playing Marcus Rashford, then it's going to be the end of him, like it has been with other managers. People have come back and said to me, look, Marcus Rashford has had, 2 bad seasons, that's it. No, he's been inconsistent all his United career, apart from last season. That was the one consistent season he had. So you've got to look at it and go, well, if he is this brilliant footballer, why is he not more consistent? Ten Hag gave him every single opportunity in January after his misdemeanour, after the misdemeanour, after the attitude problems. Marcus Rashford is fastly running out of backers. He's lost Ten Hag. He's lost Gareth Southgate. He's losing half of the Manchester United fan base. We said yesterday Marcus Rashford needs to take a good look in the mirror. Ten Hag and his stance on it is he's become more frustrated over the last few months with Marcus Rashford. The stuff that he was doing last season he's not even doing anymore. His reluctance to track back and show willing to change. Everything that we can see, it now looks like Ten Hag is seeing. And the only way we know this is because of how Ten Hag picks his teams, who he puts out on that pitch. And that's been a big issue that I've had with Ten Hag. But over the last couple of weeks, the last 2 games of the season, in fact, I've seen some light at the end of the tunnel with the way that Ten Hag selects certain players. And that is encouraging. I'm going to go into this a little bit more. We've just got another 5 donated memberships in from the legend, Modern Samurai. Thank you, mate. Stu MUFC, Mark Ennis, Liam Gordon, Michael Arthur, and Kevin Ross. Welcome to the Members Club, guys. Fantastic again. Thank you so much, Modern Samurai. We have 4 people watching. That's great. And they're all the members that have just come in. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but it is. I don't know. It's a bit of a gremlin day for them, I think. It's not working. But Marcus Rashford now, like we said, Southgate, I think that's the nail in the coffin for him. That should be the one sign that you are going in the wrong direction at this football club. That's what I hope, for his sake, sinks in this moment. I do believe he needs a new change. I think he needs a new football club. He needs to progress. He's stagnated at Manchester United. This season has been a complete and utter fall off for Marcus Rashford. Ten Hag has picked up on this, and finally Ten Hag is thinking sensibly with his team selections. Well, not completely, because I wouldn't play Scott McTominay up front and Casemiro at centre back when I've got 3 centre backs on the bench. I wouldn't do that. But hey, look, we got the clean sheet, so it doesn't look like it mattered. I thought Casemiro did okay at weekend. It was good to see a lot of players back. But also, you've got to look at Marcus Rashford and the stance with Ten Hag now as well. And he has, again, in my opinion, given him a lifeline in bringing him on the pitch when he did. It's like, go out there, Marcus, and show me that you want to run. There is a scene and a clip of Garnacho chasing, hassling and harrying, and Brighton played a perfect passage of play in passing out through Manchester United's crap press. But the ball went out wide on their right and went down the line. Garnacho, who was involved in the initial press in the 18-yard box, sprinted, must have been close to 80 metres, right down the other end of the pitch, just past the halfway line to challenge and win the ball back. It was a complete non-winner for him. He just absolutely bust a gut. You will never, ever, ever in a million years see Marcus Rashford do that. Garnacho has cemented his place in the side. Ten Hag, I think, over the last few weeks, I've said this constantly, his demeanour, the way he's lashed out at the media, the way he's come back fighting, the way he's changed his team around and stopped playing certain big players, I think he's realised that he has to change. He has to look at it in a different way. And he is doing it. I just think it's too little too late for him. I don't understand why he didn't do this before. Rashford should have never come straight back into the team against Wolves. And obviously people will say, well, he scored a goal, I don't mean contributed to us winning the game. That's not the point. He didn't deserve to come back in the side. It was a perfect opportunity for Ten Hag to see what other options he had and use other players. And when you do that and you bring someone back into the side, then you are going to start to get that divide amongst a lot of that squad. And I think that's what's happened. And he's lost a few of them players over the back end of the season because of Marcus Rashford. He has given him every chance. He needs to be going out to Marcus Rashford and thanking Erik Ten Hag for what he's done for him. Because this manager has given him the world. He's given him every single opportunity. And all he's done is thrown it straight back in his face. If you're asking me who I dislike more, Rashford or Ten Hag or anything like that, I would definitely say that Marcus Rashford this season has come top of the hate list and the real disappointments of the season for Manchester United as a fan anyway. We do give enough criticism to Ten Hag and his tactics and the way that United play, but for me, Marcus Rashford has been the one massive disappointment. Manchester United need to sell him. They need to move on from him, and he needs to move on from United to move forward in his career. Take a look at what has happened. You are now not number one at Manchester United. You are now nowhere near the England squad, never mind the starting lineup. And last season, you were the first name on both team sheets. What has happened to you, son? Why have you spat your dummy out? There's a lot of things that have gone on behind the scenes at United. So, hey, let's hope that he does see sense. Let's hope that he does actually use this as that sliding doors moment where he can actually move forward. I'm not doing an Erik Ten Hag poll, sorry. I can't do it. We've had it before. We've done it many a times. I think what we'll do it fair. We'll probably do one in the paper round on Sunday after the FA Cup final. I think that's when we'll do it. I think that's when it makes sense. Because the season will be over, and I think he would have had his chance against City. If we win, we can sort of guess that it's going to go one way. If we don't, then I'm pretty certain it would sway the complete opposite. Not many, what are we on there now? What's that? 36? 36 away. Was it 46? Sorry, 46 away from 300 likes on the show. Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. As for the poll and where it's going right now, well over 200 likes in that quickfire poll. Who would you rather manage United, Poch or Tuchel? 58% are going with Thomas Tuchel. They're on my man. Obviously, Ten Hag is still manager. Calm down, all you Ten Hageners. I'm not having a go. I'm just bringing it up because it's relevant within the news and there is two managers out there. If it goes wrong and Ineos sack Ten Hag, then which one of them two would you want? Because they're both free. And you know what? In the current situation with Dan Ashworth and the compensation we are more than likely going to end up paying to Dan Ashworth to get him in, not having to pay a manager or buy another manager out at another club, he's probably going to come in handy right now for Ineos and United. So let's look at it that way and go, well, at least we have that. There are options there if Ten Hag does go. Adam, you honestly don't believe that email nonsense, do you? Of course he hasn't sent an incorrect email. It's a journalist crap. Hey, there's a lot of people reporting it, Marta. And if anything, we will find out in the arbitration case. I just don't see the Times and the Telegraph reporting on this if it's false. The Mail as well. You can judge the Mail for what it is, guys, but there's a few other people reporting on it. So I just look at it, no smoke without fire. I hope there's not, but like I said at the top of the show, it just adds to the circus. Like Newcastle, and what they want to round the show up is more money out of United. So they will do any underhand tactic that they possibly can to get more out of Manchester United. Let's look at what we're dealing with here, guys. It's the Premier League. It's probably up there with the highest levels of corruption in European football. Probably not as much as the likes of Spain and stuff like that, but we know what goes on. We know the situation that's going on with Manchester City right now and how you can manipulate rules within the Premier League. This is all about money. Newcastle will get more than 2.5 million, which United have offered for Dan Ashworth. I'm 100% certain of it. I don't care about anything else. I just want Dan Ashworth in. I just hope that this and the whole media frenzy around it doesn't prolong anything, because that's what they're doing it for. They're doing it, Newcastle, because they know that United need him in now, and they're just stringing it along. At the same time, they're just putting one of their rivals at a disadvantage while prolonging things and hoping that United just succumb and end up paying more money. That's what it's all about. I'm worried that Sarat will keep Eric Ten Hag, says Domingo. Big G, afternoon ads. Big G, welcome, mates. Thanks for joining us. I don't really care. I just want Ineos and Co to get their finger out, says Compost Smith. They have been doing that. I do think that we are going to see more action after the final. I think that's what it's going to come down to. More distractions before City 115 Cup final. There's always distractions with United, isn't there? Well, don't worry. We didn't have the end of season awards ceremony because we're concentrating on the FA Cup. The club have got its priorities right. Are you doing a live stream outside Wembley Stadium ahead of the FA Cup final? I am, Michael. I am indeed. So anyone's welcome to come along. I'm doing it differently. I will be revealed in terms of what I'm doing and how the day is going for the Wembley FA Cup final, guys, closer to the time. So make sure you're tuned in for that. Make sure you've got your notifications on. Please do subscribe to the channel. Download our SofaScore app, bottom right hand corner, guys, or there is a link in the description below. Best football app out there for everything you need to know about your team, especially going into this transfer window with things going on. Best stats, odds and ratings going. In-game action is banging, guys. It's completely free and it does help the channel out. So if you want to quietly help the channel out and do it for free, then download the SofaScore app. The link's in the description, or scan that QR code on the right hand side of the screen. The United Couple podcast is out, episode 5, guys. That link is there in the bottom as well, in the description. And so is Optimally Me, our health sponsors as well, keeping you all fit and healthy, ready for this summer and the Euros. You're going to need it. Trust me, it's going to be a stressful one. Click on the QR code there, or in the description there is a link to Optimally Me with all their options. Use my discount code right there on screen, guys, to help you out as well. But that is us all finished, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Brilliant for all the new members and all of the super chats. Thank you, guys. Like I said, I have no idea how many people are in the room. There must have been a few. But I don't know, because YouTube's having a bit of a meltdown and it's not telling me anything stat-wise. So, yes, it's a mad one today. But we're done. And I will see you all later on at 6:30, guys, for the evening show. Have a good one, and yeah, stay tuned. If you are a member, I'll have an announcement coming up later on as well today. That will be up on the members' videos. Like, share, and subscribe to Forever United TV. I'm Adam. We are done. See you all later.